What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another figure review video. So we're going to be taking a look today at this Kirino figure here, and this is actually going to be one of the very few, I guess, characters that I actually have more than one figure of, because I do have another Kirino figure, which I've done a video on in the past. We're going through some of my older figures now, because this Kirino here was one of the first figures that I got, or at least I got her a very long time ago. Don't remember if I actually wrote down when I got her. No, I didn't mark a date, but I did get her on eBay, so she was a secondhand figure. I bought her for $70 at the time, which I think was close to her retail price. I want to say that she was like $60 to $70 on release. And so, yeah, I picked her up on eBay secondhand. I think a couple years after her release. She came out in January of 2013. So, yeah, 2013. So over 10 years old, this figure now. So that's actually quite a while ago, now that I think about it. And I want to say I got her back in like 2020 or something like that. Around that time, maybe 2019, actually. Is probably when I picked her up. But yeah, I got her for $70. I did get her complete in the box, but the box right now is in storage, so that's why you don't see the box. I don't really feel like digging it out because I have to search through all the garbage bags that I have filled with different boxes of figures to find out which one she's in. So we're just getting the figure today in this video. And yeah, so I paid $70. I think that, again, close to retail. It is Kotobukiya figure, of course, so one of their earlier figures, and it is one of their, I guess, larger scales as well, or it is slightly larger in size compared to some of their other figures, or at least it kind of seems like it. But yeah, one of the also few figures that I have that is a bikini figure, because I think this is actually the only figure that I have that's a bikini figure. Yeah, everyone else that I have is in their kind of normal outfits, their day-to-day outfits, or, you know, whatever armor they have on, if it's from like a more action-based anime or something like that. So another rare figure, I guess, in my collection in terms of that regard. She's got her little octopus here, if we can zoom in on him. So let's go ahead and grab the figure here. So she's got some sand down here. This is from, I believe, the beach episode when they went to the beach. She's kicking off her clothes here, or the, you know, shirt and skirt that she had on before heading out into the water. These just kind of sit here, so you can take this off over the foot. And then the shirt as well, you can just take off. It's actually kind of a pain to get on to the fingers here. It's got some grooves, but you got to be pretty precise with where you put it. The figure itself looks pretty good. I do like the face. I like the sculpt on the body. The body looks good. There's a few seams on the figure, like we have right here. We have up here on the head. So I can tell that it's an earlier Kotobukiya figure, because they've gotten a lot better at kind of hiding those seams, or at least minimizing the size of them in my experience. And also something that is interesting with this figure is I think they use like a different material. Like the sculpt, I think, for the body down here feels about accurate, but then once I got to like the arm and the head, it's like more of like a sticky kind of resin or something like that, or they didn't like fully cure it, or it's well, it should be fully cured by now after all this time, or they didn't put like a sealing coat on it or something, because this really grabs onto dirt. I've noticed, like, her arm right here had kind of like dust buildup that turned into more like blackish spots of dust, and it was like sticky to my finger, like my finger would stick to it, and I don't really have that problem with any of my other figures. So it's kind of a unique, I guess. I don't know what material they use, especially in the hair. You can see how movable it is. It just feels like undercured resin, I guess, is the best way to put it. It's like really soft to touch. The head is still, well, it's not as sticky now because I did clean her up before this video, but it's still kind of sticky to the touch. She was one of the figures that I have displayed kind of open air. She wasn't in a detolf or anything like that, but I have other figures that are open air displayed as well, and they did not get to this kind of state. It was really bad on the shirt up here. Like this was like the stickiest piece out of everything. It still kind of sticks to my fingers right now. So I'm not really sure what materials they used for this figure, but I guess that's something to pay attention to if you were actually looking to pick up this figure. Is it does seem to attract dust, and for some reason it does get sticky due to, I guess, just the materials that were used or something. Maybe it wasn't, like I said, maybe it doesn't have like a top coat on it to seal it or something from that. But very odd, because I believe this is the only figure in my collection that I've noticed this issue with, and I have well over 100 figures in my collection. So that just kind of shows how uncommon it has been for me. Maybe, I don't know, just an older figure from Kotobukiya when they weren't doing as much maybe quality testing once the figure was complete, or they were using different materials at the time. I don't know if it's like that for all of these figures. Maybe I just got one that they kind of like I said, accidentally didn't put like a top coat on or something, or maybe they this batch from whatever run for this figure, they had some issues with the machines when they were printing them. I don't know, but yeah, just something to pay attention to. But again, the figure looks good though. You wouldn't really be able to tell that. Oh yeah, the back right here, really sticky on the hair. You can't really tell that just from like looking at it. I guess you can see that it looks like a more spongy kind of material. It doesn't look really hard or anything like that. It does kind of look more like almost like candy. It looks like a gelatin almost, opposed to, you know, actual just solid material. But again, the figure itself, I do again like the sculpt. I like the face here. It looks good. It displays quite well. It's just, like I said, it's kind of a pain to clean up if once it gets kind of dusty and stuff like that, because of how sticky it'll get afterwards with all of the dust buildup. But other than that, I definitely like this figure, and I do think it's kind of worth a collection piece if you like the anime, or if you can find her for, again, a really good price. Then, you know, a nice little Kirino figure to add to your collection, which, again, I was happy with the figure when I bought her, and I think she pretty much came like that. It wasn't just from all the years that I've had her on display that I started getting those issues with the dust. I think when I first got her, I distinctly remember having to wipe her down once I took her out of the box. So I was using alcohol wipes and just a little bit of soap and water to get all the kind of scuffs and dust buildup off of her from the previous owner. But yeah, overall, again, a nice figure. Let me know if any of you have her in your collection. I'm curious to know if you also have noticed this issue. It's with the shirt has it the most. The little octopus, again, also does have it. The octopus is sticky as well. Even after cleaning, like I've cleaned with soap and water and wiped it down and everything, and it still feels like that. So it's just the plastic that kind of has that weird texture to it, or the resin. So I'm curious to know if any of you own the figure and if you have the same issue, or if I just got like a misprint batch here or something like that. But yeah, that is going to be Kirino. Again, still very happy with how the figure looks. And that will do it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. And of course I will catch you in the next one.